Black people are lazy. Black people are not as smart as white people. I remember my dad told me that black people are too lazy to work, and so they depend on welfare to live, and they sell drugs.
We all know when it comes to racism, unfortunately, it's indoctrinated into these people from a young age. You know, you see these teenagers these days saying a bunch of hateful, racist shit, and you know, it's because of their parents. It's sad, man.
10 minutes after my dad said that to me, a man knocked on the door. I let him in. He handed my dad some money. My dad weighed out some marijuana and a few pills and handed it to that gentleman. And then we went to the store to buy some groceries. We didn't buy groceries with the money that man just handed my father. It was little yellow, blue, and green food coupons. So my dad is trying to teach me that black people are drug dealers on welfare while my dad was selling drugs out the living room, living on welfare. You see?
And that's the thing, isn't it? Most of these racists you see online, they are poor and their life sucks, right? And they'll be the ones saying all this shit about IQ and there's a couple guys on Instagram. Their entire Instagram is like dedicated to exposing racists. So you have these racist people who will, like, a black guy will do some criminal shit, he's going to jail. Racist in the comments, and he will find who they are. So often they were ex-criminals themselves, and it's like, wait a minute. When a black person does it, they're exhibiting, you know, traits of whatever the fuck, but that's literally you. It's like they don't see it in themselves. It's very strange.
He would tell me, son, I work very hard. I don't make enough money to provide for you kids, so that's why I sell these drugs. I just love you so much. And these food stamps, well, I pay my taxes, so I earn them. You see, the indoctrination begins at a very young age. We are taught without even knowing it, there are two Americas. Despite marijuana use with the black community and the white community at the same rate, the black community is arrested and convicted at a rate 3 times higher than white America.
Well, we already know.
There are black Americans in prison right now serving 30 and 40-year sentences for marijuana.
When you take a step back and you look at how the system in America was built, it makes everything make more sense, right? They legalize slavery, right, in the privatized prison system. And then they create these obscene rules. The 3-strike rule. 3 strikes and you're out. They make a clear disparity between crack and cocaine. Everything is to get black people in prison so they can be slaves legally and they can make money off of it. It's really nasty. Really, really nasty.
While corporations are becoming multi-billion-dollar businesses selling marijuana. There are two Americas. If a man broke in my house right now, and I shot that man in the back, albeit in my own house, I could not claim self-defense because I shot him in the back. But a police officer can shoot Jacob Blake in the back 7 times
Bomber clot.
and still be at work. If that's okay with you, we are on different moral platforms. We are on different ethical existences if that's okay with you. There's two Americas. The America I grew up in says if you comply, everything will be okay. Well, for white America, that's true.
Did you guys see that video? There was a oh man, this is I feel like this is before I started doing YouTube, man. Let me see if I can find. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it. I'm gonna try it quickly.
Growing up in the mountains of North Carolina, I was taught racism. From as young as I can remember, I was told black people are violent.
I found it, man. The internet is a beautiful thing, man. Golly, this story here radicalized me. I can't lie. 2016. 2016. Black man on the floor. He's like this. He's on the floor like this. He still got shot. I remember 2016. How old was I, man? Must have been 19. I'm watching what I can't believe. I genuinely cannot believe it. This is when I was like, yeah, man. Yeah, whoa, this is different. I've never seen anything like this to this day. Look at the position he's in. How you getting shot like that?
Individual with autism stemming off of a car while his paraprofessional is lying on the floor. Now, one might say, what is the problem with that? The individual with autism had an incident within the community setting where he engaged in some challenging behaviors and the paraprofessional was addressing it. But looky-loos decided to call the cops because they felt that it was some form of assault. Due to that resulted in a bunch of police cars pointing their guns at both of these individuals, which later resulted in that paraprofessional being shot. So what does this have to do with stimming, you say? This particular individual was so focused on the stim that he was not complying to any instructions with individuals who are pointing guns at him. So this is now a health and safety risk.
But Black America faces a very different reality. The use of force and the threat of the use of force is actually 4 times higher for police-initiated interactions. The America I grew up in will say, if you stop talking about racism, it'll go away. Well, for white America, that's true. Because as a white American, I don't have to think about my race. I'm not judged by my skin color as soon as a potential employer meets me. As soon as a loan officer meets me. As someone that's coming to appraise my home for sale, don't judge me by my skin color. As a white American, I can completely forget about my race and even racism, so long as nobody talks about it. So then in my world, it won't exist. Well, I've decided enough of that. I'm here to call white America to task. I'm here to tell white America it's time to stand the hell up. Beside our fellow human beings, beside our fellow citizens, and it's time for white America to be part of the solution. I was raised by racists. I was taught how to be racist. So you can quit telling me that racism doesn't exist. You're a damn liar. I was raised in the belly of the beast. I was raised by racists, and now they hate me. I call that a glow up. I'm not here to speak for Black America, over Black America, at Black America. I'm here to speak to and at white America, and I'm screaming, wake the hell up. White supremacy is woven into the very fabric of this country. White supremacy bleeds from every pore of this country. In schools, we have standardized testing, but we don't have standardized resources. We don't have standardized opportunities. In hospitals, a black woman is more likely to die during...
Imagine they've normalized a system where the more affluent areas get better school funding. That's fucking... Again, that might be normal for you guys. That is absolute insanity. And then we talk about equal opportunity. How the hell we have equal opportunity if the rich people get the good funding and poor people just continue to get shit funded? That makes no sense. It's literally not equal opportunity. It's the opposite.
Childbirth at a rate 3 times higher than that of a white woman. In neighborhoods, power plants and dumps are more likely to be put up by a predominantly black neighborhood than a predominantly white neighborhood. At home, 22% of Black America lives in poverty, whereas only 9% of white America lives in poverty.
You guys let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments. And I always say this, we know the history of the West. We know what they've done to black people. But across the world, if you were to go to the Middle East, India, you're not seeing the natives stand up for black people like that. You're just not seeing it. Only white people will do it. So as as much, criticism as they get, shit like this would only happen in the West. Like I said.
This liquor got me in my zone. Now I'm blowing up your phone. Blowing weed, smoking the ozone. I just can't let this go. This liquor got me in my zone. Now I'm blowing up your phone. Blowing weed, smoking the